Okay, so we're here for another special episode of Another Smash. Joining me, as always, is JP.
Hey,
So, JP, you wanted to talk about the latest Smash Bros. Leak, supposed leak.
yeah, I don't know, when did this pop up?
I think it only popped up yesterday, or might have been the day
Okay.
before.
I don't know,
Pretty sure it was yesterday.
there's just a few things, I want to talk about, and I thought we deserved a podcast for this.
Yeah, I'm all for it. So, we'll start off with the obvious question, JP. What do you think about this leak? Does it have a possibility of being legit, or
My first initiative is I thought it was fake, but I could see it also being real. I mean, there are arguments for it, and there are arguments against it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same actually. Yeah. At first I thought, nah, no way. But the more you look into it, there's some convincing evidence.
Mm,
So there were three leakers, right? And I think it was all on the same day. They've all come from different sources, and together they all fit like a puzzle because they all use the same renders and stuff for the characters. Uh, One leaker had the character selection, the other had the stage selection, and another had just like a victory screen of Shulk winning. So we'll go through the leaks one by one. Oh, and I should also mention this leak follows on from one that we got a month ago, which was, just written off as completely fake. Uh, there was a leak known as the Ninka Van Roos leak, which said Snake, Lucas, Ice Climbers, and Wolf would be cut. Dr. Mario would be back. Dark Pit is a newcomer as a clone. Shulk is playable. Bowser Jr. is playable. And Duck Hunt is a new character. And everyone just wrote it off as fake. For one, it was just it was just info as text. There was no evidence to support it. There was no images or anything like that. But now
mm,
a month later, we've got these.
mm.
Um, so let's start with the elephant in the room, JP. There's a Duck Hunt character. What do you think about that?
I think that is very Sakurai-like. There's always a what the F character, and Duck Hunt Dog looks like it could be it.
It fits as a retro revival character too, which Sakurai's been known to do.
Though I guess the thing that kind of puts me against this is why does Duck Hunt Dog and Duck work, and Rosalina and Luma work, but not the Ice Climbers? I mean,
Uh,
if he can get those two to work, then why could he never get Ice Climbers to work?
that's interesting. I know we've talked about Rosalina and Luma and how different they are to Ice Climbers because it's just Luma is just part of Rosalina's attacks. Rosalina is using Luma, whereas the Ice Climbers, one is just mimicking the other.
Mm.
And I don't know whether Sakurai just is looking to go for newer characters, newer ideas, and obviously there's got to be cuts to make room for more time spent on newcomers. And Ice Climbers would take some time to bring into Smash Bros. I'm sure they would have taken a lot of time to bring in the first place, but then to get them working, especially on 3DS with its limited capabilities, um, yeah,
Though the render does look very realistic for that. It does look very nice and it does look updated.
yeah.
So
I,
I don't know where you're going to find something like that.
Yeah, I guess we should point out that so far, none of the renders for these new characters and returning veterans have been found elsewhere.
Mm.
These are new renders. It's possible someone could go to the lengths of creating them just for a fake. I mean, we've seen it before with that Klonoa fake, which was a really good one.
Mm.
Um, the guy even uploaded to YouTube him creating the fake, which was really cool. It looks so different to the original Duck Hunt dog, though. doesn't it?
Yeah, it's though. Then again, the original Duck Hunt dog was 8-bit, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
what was NES? That was 8-bit, right?
Was there a Duck Hunt game after that though,
I
or
never thought there ever
or
was
recent one?
again.
Like
Yeah.
the arcade ones though.
There might have been. I don't know. This Duck Hunt dog, yeah, he looks very different to what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, but then I mean, you could argue that I mean Pitt looks nothing like he did from the original Kid Icarus. So
Yeah, true. It's a kind of a nice look, actually. Yeah.
I do love the idea of Duck Hunt being a character slot. Um,
Yeah.
uh, just the dog and using ducks for certain attacks and things. That would I can't really picture it, but just thinking about it, yeah, that gets me hyped. I would love to see that.
Yeah. His
And
final smash can be he laughs at you.
and it is very I imagine like a final smash would be, shooting the characters, wouldn't it? Yeah. And the
Yeah.
dog's just laughing. Yeah. But it is very Sakurai-like. What one thing I would pick on is that the character is just called Duck Hunt. Now, we've never seen before with newcomers, like they're not just named after their series.
Yeah.
Like there's We Fit Trainer, it's not just called We Fit. There's Villager, it's not just called Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be called Dog and Duck or even Duck Hunt Dog? That makes more sense. Just Duck Hunt there. I don't know.
Yeah. I
D
mean, he never had an official name, did he?
No, he's just known as the Duck Hunt Dog though, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean though? Like it just
Yeah, I mean, it just seems a bit weird they would have the franchise name instead of the.
character, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Duck Hunt out the way. We'd love to see it, but
Yeah.
yeah. There's some other stuff in these leaks which makes it a bit less
Mhm.
believable that it could happen.
Um, the first thing I noticed is Wario's pupil.
Yeah. A lot of people said they couldn't actually see it. I can sort of see it if you imagine that Wario was cross-eyed.
Yeah, I've tried to zoom in on that and I can sort of see a cross-eyed look, but why would Wario be cross-eyed?
Oh, Wario's a bit he's a bit crazy. He's always been a bit odd. Uh, the only thing I would say is that if this was a fake, that's not something that would get past the faker. Like
True.
they would make sure both of the pupils are showing, unless that's his actual new character art that he's cross-eyed. He's he looks crazy. He looks, psychotic.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I would imagine Sakurai wouldn't overlook either.
Unless that's how he actually wanted him to look.
The other thing is on that same line is Game & Watch's hand looks like it merges with Wario's.
It looks like it, doesn't it? But I think it's just the darker colors to the right of Wario's image just blending in. It looks like the black of Game & Watch's hand. I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other characters.
Like,
We've got Shulk, which
yeah.
a lot of people wanted in. A lot of people expected Shulk to be in.
Yeah. I think Shulk still has a good chance.
I think he does too. I think he does too.
Yeah.
The problem I have with this leak, and obviously everyone else has the same problem, is if you look at his face, his render, it looks like his face is almost identical to Little Max. Like they have the same pose and yeah, very very similar face.
Oh, wow, I didn't notice that actually. That's a good pickup. Yeah. I don't know, maybe Sakurai was just lazy and couldn't really think of how to.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
I found this other image. I'll just link it to you now. If you look at that, I mean, it's not like Sakurai hasn't been lazy in the past.
Oh, totally.
Like they've always used very similar renders before, taken a render and just changed it slightly.
Yeah, that does look like a bit of a. That's a good point. Um, I also have one. and this is on Dr. Mario, actually.
Yeah.
Of all the Melee veterans, why is there a clone returning?
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's going to have a new move set, I don't know. And why is he down the bottom and not with the other Mario characters?
Yeah, that's really odd. I mean,
The same for Pit and Lucina, or Dark Pit and Lucina.
the fact that Dr. Mario and Dark Pit are even there to begin with is a bit odd. But then to just take the clone characters and pull them away from their main series on the roster, it looks so odd. And I don't understand if Sakurai wanted to throw in clone characters, why would he make it so obvious that they're clones that he would separate them from everyone else? And then why is Toon Link still up with the Zelda characters? Why isn't he down with the clones?
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. Mario as a returning
Yeah.
veteran, I've seen some people talking about it, and it's not as odd as you think because of all the recent Dr. Mario and Dr. Luigi and stuff. Dr. Mario kind of represents eShop in a way, if you think about it. Just
True.
and you've had those what are they called? The NES remix games and stuff like that. So he kind of represents that. It's not
Yeah.
it's not odd to see him return, but then if he's returning, why isn't Mewtwo returning?
Yeah, it seems very. I mean, everyone wants Mewtwo and Roy, so it seems kind of weird that Sakurai would go against the popular opinion and go with the. Oh, it doesn't seem weird, actually.
Nah, it doesn't seem that's typical Sakurai.
Yeah,
Just do what he
yeah,
feels like, and
yeah. It
I mean,
just feels weird. He went with Dr. Mario and not Mewtwo or Roy.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that
Th-
roster, how many characters is it? It's 48, I think, all up, which
Yeah.
is it's not a bad size. I think that's actually a decent size for a roster. And we may argue that, some of those characters shouldn't be there. There should be other characters there, where's Ridley, where's King K. Rool, where's Mewtwo, where's Ice Climbers? But really, that's always been a thing with the Smash Bros. Games. You don't expect characters to be there, you don't expect certain ones to return, and that's just how it ends up.
Yeah, definitely true. I mean, there's always the case a lot of characters can be DLC also.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to DLC in a minute. Another thing I wanted to mention while we're on the subject was Dark Pit. I actually had a feeling he could be a character after Lucina was revealed to have her own character slot because
Yeah,
Sakurai was talking if a character has slightly, just even the slightest differences, they get their own slot.
yeah.
And that makes me think there would be another character, not just Lucina. And Dark Pit fits that because we actually saw him in the Palutena trailer.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually today, because we got Game & Watch at the end of Pac-Man trailer, but there was no confirmation. So I'm thinking Dark Pit also popped up at the end of Palutena's trailer,
Yeah.
but no confirmation. So,
And they could easily tweak Dark Pit to be different
mm,
to Pit, how they tweaked Lucina to be different to Marth.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Dark Pit has a lot of the old Pit moves and stuff like that. Or he has a kind of different foray and everything. Maybe he flies better than Pit.
Um, so the roster itself, yeah, I mean, the clones are oddly placed. I would also argue that Shulk is oddly placed.
Mm,
Why is he down with the third party characters? Wouldn't he make more sense to be like up next to Lucina on that line?
yeah. I mean, the other thing that kind of throws me off also is that there are no names underneath the characters.
Yeah, which we've seen already in the Smash Bros. Demos
Yeah.
that she had the names underneath.
Yeah, though this is the 3DS version, so maybe he squashed it all up just so he could fit them all on.
Yeah, like the more characters you unlock, suddenly, the names are gone because,
Yeah.
it is a small screen. You got to fit all the things. And when you do select your character, go to select your character anyway, it pops up on the bottom screen what their name is. So
Yeah.
it's not out of the question that the names would be sacrificed the more characters you unlock.
Mm.
So you spoke about DLC, JP.
Yep.
From that same leaker, we got a list of DLC characters: Lucas, Wolf, Chorusmen, Ice Climbers, and Snake. What do you think about that?
Um, there's 4 veterans in there that are DLC. I mean, why would that be the case?
Yeah, why would we be paying for 4 veterans and then only 1 newcomer?
Yeah,
It would make more sense for the veterans to be in the game,
yeah,
and maybe ones like Dr. Mario, Dark Pit, and Duck Hunt Dog, they would show up as DLC characters.
yeah. I would think that way would have been better. I guess there's the argument. Some people want Lucas and Wolf for Snake, but I'm pretty sure nearly everyone would want Ice Climbers and they wouldn't like to pay for them.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah,
mean, for characters that like Ice Climbers that have been in since Melee, to suddenly
yeah,
have to pay for them, that doesn't seem right at all to me.
yeah. Or DLC might be free. I mean, look at Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, it could be. And we also got, was there free DLC? No, it was paid DLC for Mario Golf, wasn't it? That
Uh,
3DS game.
yeah, I never knew what that was about, but yeah.
Oh, you could get new characters from Mario Golf, but
Okay.
it was paid DLC.
Mm.
Um, one last thing, JP, about that character select screen.
Yep.
I actually heard about this in the Game Explain analysis. I didn't actually think of it before hearing about it, but just the look of it, it looks very bland, doesn't it, for a Sakurai creation?
Yeah, I mean, Sakurai's one to know to go all out, and here it looks like he's taken the easy way out.
And he's always had like really nice menus, a nice looking
Yeah,
character selection, and
yeah,
it's just been slapped on a black background and dark grey
yeah.
on the top. Yeah.
Oh, I also forgot to mention this Ganondorf's picture. It's slightly darker than all the others.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's hard to make out Ganondorf. You have to really look at it. That's
But
what I found.
I
Yeah,
guess that just makes Ganondorf look more sinister and yeah,
yeah.
I guess.
Mm. Well,
Is that everything to do with the first league?
I believe it is. Anything else you want to add?
Um, Also on that bottom screen, it was pointed out as, potentially debunking the league. Like it didn't make sense. But there's a thick black line between CPU and level 5 on Kirby. Like it makes sense for it to be there on the player one, but why is it there on Kirby? But then other people have pointed out, they've gone back and looked, and it's actually a glitch that happens. When you're selecting characters, that thick black line can actually happen. Uh,
Okay.
so for the leaker to go to that much detail, either they knew about that while nobody else knew about it, or it is actually
Mm.
real. It's just a really odd thing to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I don't know what else to say on that. Sorry. Yeah, he's gone all out here, so it's really hard to disprove.
Yeah, to include a glitch
Mm.
in the character select screen on purpose. I mean, all right, moving on, JP.
Yes. So Leaker 2. Anything you see there that kind of disproves it?
So he's used exactly the same renders
Yep.
for you can see Shulk and Dr. Mario.
Yep.
That fits together with the first leaker. With this second one, we also get a stage selection screen. And again, it looks all really squashed up like the characters do. But
Yeah.
for 3DS, I guess you could argue it makes sense.
One thing I noticed Game Explain said about this is the Tamagotchi Life stage, the angle, or something about that.
Yeah, well, we've never seen that room before. You can barely make it out, but we've actually never seen that room before in the Tomodachi Life
Yeah.
stage screenshot. And then only a day after that leak, a Famitsu scan, or maybe it was on the same day. Anyway, a Famitsu scan showed that room, but from a different angle.
Yeah.
So how could they be able to show that room from a different angle almost like whether it's before the scan or at the same time of the scan. It just seems really out there. Why
Mm,
would a faker go to that much detail?
that's what's so off.
What do you think about all the other stages that have been thrown in there?
I need to zoom in on some of them because I can't quite make them out. This,
Brinstar is back.
yeah, actually, this was confirmed on Tuesday, and we'll talk more about that on next week's podcast.
Oh, Brinstar was it? Okay.
Yeah, he's snuck it in, actually. The other one is looks like my theory of Green Hill Zone could be right for 3DS because you look at the Sonic stage, it looks a lot like Green Hill Zone.
Yeah. Yeah, you did say that Green Hill would be in the 3DS, and
Yeah.
what's the Wii U one that's been confirmed?
Windy Hill.
That's from Lost World, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Um, yeah, a lot of those stages are what I expected. What's that one on the left-hand side? It's the fourth picture down.
I was trying to figure that out myself. I
Yeah.
think it's some old
Yeah.
NES game or Super NES. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, it might be the one for the Game Boy stage.
Oh, is that the Game Boy stage?
It could be.
You
It
reckon
looks like.
you reckon it
Yeah.
actually goes into different Game Boy games?
Yeah, I reckon it.
Which is what we talked about. Hey,
Yeah.
was Game Boy stage confirmed for 3DS or for Wii U though?
It was confirmed for 3DS.
So it has to be one of those, and the only one that actually looks like a Game Boy stage is that one we're talking about. Hey,
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a Kirby one or a Mario game.
yeah.
I see the Sonic stage, I see the Pac-Man stage, I see Mega Man, I see, can't quite make out that one.
Yeah, they're really hard to make out.
Mm,
Another
yeah,
interesting thing is that they've all just been thrown together, whereas in the past we've always had the new stages and the classic stages split.
yeah. I mean, you think it could be in the order of the franchises or something?
That's true. I mean, we've got the third party ones down the bottom there.
Yeah,
Does every franchise have at least one stage?
it looks that way. Yeah, I can't quite make out half of those stages.
But there's nothing there that would disprove it really as real.
Oh, wait, is that an F-Zero stage next to the Star Fox?
Um, on the right hand side, yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is.
Where would he get that?
Um, I don't
Oh
know.
my God, this leak is.
I think I think a couple of people have picked up on that. Like Corneria and stuff. They're just the Brawl images,
Mm,
but yeah, some of the new stages are a bit more detailed
yeah.
and shots that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the Brawl stages are returning on the 3DS version. Yeah.
The second part of that leak actually shows like one thing you would have noticed with that character select screen that we saw, the Mii fighters were missing, JP.
Yeah.
And this leaker shows the Mii fighters actually in their own separate menu. So when you go to play, you can choose between the Mii fighters or the characters.
Yeah.
What do you think about that choice?
I don't believe in that because we've actually seen Mii fighters fighting with other characters when Sakurai showed us them.
We haven't seen Mii fighters actually on the roster yet.
Uh,
So this would be I think that's actually
oh, is this for customization?
I
Yeah.
think that's the customization screen. But
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense for Mii fighters to have their own.
yeah, to have their own. But obviously they have their own selection before you choose the characters as well, because they're not in that character select screen.
Yeah.
You would obviously pick to have customizations on or off. If you choose on, then Mii fighters show up in the character selection. If you choose off, then you obviously can't use Mii fighters because Mii fighters are all about the customization.
Mm.
And as we can see back in that character select screen, it shows that customizations are off. on the bottom.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense to me, I think.
Yeah. Oh God, we're being convinced more and more, aren't we?
The more we talk about it, the more convincing it seems. And then there's this last leak, JP. There's not a lot here, but it does show Shulk again. We see his actual full character render.
Yep.
Which, doesn't look that awful, I guess. And we see Lucina, Shulk, Ganondorf, Charizard were the ones in the battle. That bottom screen is a bit...
Yeah, I can't quite make it out there.
No, I can't either. I can't tell what's going on.
I think Charizard is flying around up there.
Yeah, Charizard's basically the only one I can make out. I think Shulk is the one on the bottom right. Above him must be...
Ganondorf? I think Lucina is too, though. Yeah.
That's really weird. Or is
it looks like Shulk is shooting out some kind of mech or something.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that said, like, there's not a lot to go on with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two give us a lot more information. So, to recap, the leak confirms that Ness, Jigglypuff, and Dr. Mario are returning. Oh, and Wario.
Yep.
They're the only returning ones, I think. Oh, and Falco as well.
Yeah.
And Rob.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sure Rob would return, actually. And the leak also says the newcomers would be Bowser Jr., Duck Hunt, Shulk, Dark Pit. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So does that mean there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 newcomers left?
Yeah, that could be the case. Or there's a chance that they're still missing some characters here. I mean, is it ever confirmed this is the full roster?
Well, it's not. It's not confirmed until we hear from Sakurai which characters are in and which ones aren't. I mean, if he says tomorrow that Ice Climbers are back, it completely debunks it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So. I think the one little ray of hope, I still hope Isaac can make it. That's why I want this to be fake. But yeah, I'm starting to disbelieve in Isaac. I don't know, it's so close now. Unless there's a direct this week, yeah.
My only real problem with this roster is that there's so many Mario characters.
Yeah, well, it has been known to have more Mario characters than anything else.
Because if you include Dr. Mario, that's 8 characters for Mario. Because Yoshi's just been crammed in there with the Mario characters, whereas he was always separate before with Wario, which is weird.
Yeah.
And Bowser Jr. isn't even next to Bowser. Yeah.
It does seem kind of weird, especially when you consider that why are there 8 Mario characters and not for Zelda or Pokemon? Why was Girahim just deconfirmed yesterday?
Yeah, Zelda isn't getting any newcomers according to that.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that in our podcast next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about all we can talk about, JP. Have we covered everything, you reckon?
I reckon we have.
I guess we'll ask the question again. Do you reckon it's real or do you reckon it's fake?
The more we talk about it, the more real it looks now. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that just wants to say fake, 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 fake. But God, it looks so good to be a fake.
Some of those renders, they look really good.
2 to 3 weeks, we'll know. Because it comes out on September 13th for Japan.
Yep.
Well, that's about all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed this special podcast. I'm JP.
And I'm Dave. And we'll see you next Monday.